And Kurt, we talked about some icy fun, but now comes the not so fun part.
Yeah, and I can't believe you said some people waited in line and never got a chance to ride.
Yeah, we've heard people waited for hours, in fact.
Well,
so popular attraction there.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. As you know, I'm from that area, and it is big when that when that sled ride is going on. So, Gut Ranger here in the backyard, made by a viewer. Thank you. All right, let's talk about what's going on right now, and I want to show you first of all. There's that system coming up from the Gulf Coast region, and it's going to bring us that wintry mix tomorrow. Again, it's not going to be the end of the world for us, but there will be icy roads and sidewalks, and you really want to be careful if you're going to be heading out tomorrow morning. If you can wait until mid-morning or thereafter when it changes over to just plain rain, that's probably a better idea. Winter weather advisory posted for all of our viewing area by the National Weather Service, that ice storm warning out in central PA. I'm going to show you more on these ice totals in just a second, but again, Yingling, Camera, Pottsville, good afternoon to you. Beautiful there. And what you're looking at is the west branch of the Susquehanna River there in Williamsport. And Williamsport, good afternoon to you as well. There's our wind speed. Speaking of Williamsport, at about 5 miles an hour, 13 there in Mount Pocono. Those winds will be picking up as we get into tomorrow. As that storm system pulls away, our winds will increase. But for today, we're getting a break from those gusty winds. 26 is our current temperature. Our wind speeds are less than 10 miles an hour. Out of the north at 6. You can see around the region. Most places not getting above the freezing mark, but we will be looking at a decent amount of sunshine early on. I mentioned this at the top of the show. Remember I said tonight, temps take a dive, but then notice what happens. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, it's ticking up. Thanks to that system, that's going to bring us that wintry mix. So that's why it may start as snow at first, and then it'll change over to a mix as we get into the morning hours. There it is. That system arrives likely around 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'll show you more on that in a minute. There's our wind speeds tonight. Again, less than 10 miles an hour. So that wintry mix arrives 28, but temps go up rather than down. And you can see it's going to be warmer tomorrow morning at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning than it will be tonight at 7, 8 o'clock this evening. So, all right, future clouds and radar. 4 o'clock in the morning. Snow to start eastern Pennsylvania, a mix out here in central Pennsylvania. Still hanging on to some snow, 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. This mix now beginning to change to some rain. And then as we get to mid-morning, it's all rain. And then that system is out of here once we get past noon, 1 o'clock. And we may even see a little late day sunshine. We'll see. All right, I want to break it down. Time parts. Between 6 and 9, we talked about that already. That's when we're going to see the biggest mix moving in. Still looks like a dusting to maybe an inch or two of snow over eastern Pennsylvania. This is where we'll see our higher amounts. Lower amounts over parts of Selinsgrove, Danville, back to State College, because this is where we're likely going to see, look at that, more ice. And we talked about it, at least I have, for the last several days. When we start getting to ice accumulations of a 1/4 inch, that's problematic. We can handle a couple hundredths of an inch of ice, still make sidewalks slick, but when you start getting into that 1/4 inch of ice, that's when your car windshields get coated, dangerous on bridges and overpasses. Also, it's tough to stop your vehicle. And then if we get some wind, which we will, it's not going to be as bad as what we had a week ago, but we will get windy conditions, and that will lead to the possibility of some power outages, especially in areas that see that 1/4 inch of ice, that glaze. So morning commute between 6 and 9, problematic. Watch out for that wintry mix. Careful driving is exactly why we issued that weather impact alert for northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Okay, 7-day forecast. Steph says I'm out of time. There it is. Typical February weather for us heading into the weekend. We just have to deal with that wintry mix as we get into tomorrow morning. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that, Rennie. Hopefully the schools are paying attention as well. We don't like the kiddos not only walking to school, but you know, we got a lot of teenagers that drive to school too. So we want them to be safe.
Definitely.
Right,
All
buddy?
right. Thanks, Kurt.
Okay. Yep, you're welcome.